Oh my gosh, let's just unpack this one early so we
Yeah,
can get it out of the way
I
because
agree.
the monster, I don't even like to say the words anymore. I've given it an acronym, HBC. Used to I mean, I can't, right? Hair by Chrissy, god dang
Yeah,
it. Habit Salon, whatever. But what it's raised, the all the drama outside of that is this accountability era. I think that we're entering into. We're being held now. Our feet are to the fire, right? Because client testimonials are they're dominating the conversation. We're talking ethics, pricing, transparency, and salon culture that's right now under scrutiny, as we know. So, we want to talk about how these stories have shifted our industry standards. And before we get into you and Jordan, Jenna, we're going to play a little clip of the hair by Chrissy of it all. And it's one I came across because I live on TikTok, y'all, literally. And I thought this one was a pretty good, just like a little different twist to it. So here we go.
My name is Talia, and all my friends are telling me, this is Jordan, all my friends are telling me, ooh, that I should make a story time on my experience with Hair by Chrissy because I went to her twice, and all the controversies like coming out about it right now, so I'm going to do so. Anyways, I went to her twice. The first time that I went there, honestly, it was exactly like what the girl Not Famous said. It was like I went there, and honestly, I was kind of like scared because they told me to wash my hair with like a specific product that was like $100 first, and I never got it, and I was like really scared, and they kind of like judged me getting there for like not using it. I don't know. I didn't want to wash my hair with like $100 product when I was already spending like a lot of money on bleaching my hair there. And then so when I showed up there, are you listening?
Yeah, I'm listening.
When I showed up there, all the girls were really nice, honestly. And Chrissy like asked for my inspo photo and like all that stuff, and she did like a little bit of my hair, like she did put a little bit of the foils, but most of the time she really wasn't with me. Like the only time she was with me was just to check if it was good and gave me my haircut, which was in fact like 15 seconds long, like the girl said. And ultimately I honestly didn't really like it. Like I liked the color, but I thought that it wasn't like what I wanted, like for my inspiration. I thought that it wasn't blonde enough, so I asked to go back, and they were honestly really nice. They redid it for free, and that time I went during like a not busy day that time, and Chrissy was the person doing it the entire time. I think if you go during like a day where it's really busy, then it's obviously not going to be her because she has a bunch of other clients at the same time. But the day that I went that wasn't busy, it was her doing it the entire time. So that one was good. But honestly, I had a really good experience the second time. They were all really nice to me, and anyone who was saying that they were mean, they're not mean. Like they were all so nice both times to everyone that I saw. The assistants and Chrissy was really nice. Obviously, I think that they should make it more upfront that it's not going to be Chrissy doing your hair if you go on a busy day. But if you don't go on a busy day, then like she's going to be doing your hair the entire time. It just depends on the day that you go. One thing I would like to add is that I will like literally insert a photo. I've been bleaching my hair literally since I was like in 6th grade, and it was never really damaged because my old hairstylist that did it a way to make it like not so damaged. And then but it was for my birthday, and I wanted to like try Hair by Chrissy, like, you know, like be cool. And I tried it, and it fried my hair like completely. Like my hair, it will never go back. I've tried to grow it out, and it's really fried, and it's never been like that before, like all the times that I've bleached it blonde. So, and then I had to like chop it off. That's the only bad thing I really have to say about Hair by Chrissy. Like, I thought that I had a really good experience, but it did fry my hair off. Like, I'll insert a before and after. Okay, this is kind of an old photo, but this is literally me bleaching my hair. I have really dark hair, and it looks super light there with my old hairstylist, and he does my hair now again, but I just was for that one occasion. I wanted to use her, Hair by Chrissy, and look how thick and beautiful it was. It was gorgeous. Here's a photo. After I went to Hair by Chrissy. I really liked the color, like from the front it looked really nice, and that was like a little grown out of the color, but like it's just, I know it wasn't specifically the bleach that ruined my hair because I've been bleaching my hair for so long and it was never ruined until I went to her. So that's the only thing I have to say.
Thoughts, my loves?
Okay, here we go. these freaking bracelets. I'm sorry, but if you're telling
Oh,
me
I know.
dangling bracelets,
Horrible. And the
I'm
boyfriend.
like,
Yeah.
and then this, like, it went on way too long. Like, I feel like it could have been cut after the, like, this is my experience. She actually ended up doing my hair. The
Yes.
problem I have with the Hair by Chrissy thing is the biggest problem I have with social media in general is we watch a video, we don't get the information. Everybody wants their 10 seconds of fame. So everybody's like, the price, the price, the price. The girl says in the original video so many times, I knew about the price up front. Everybody ran away with that. There was no conversation in the beginning. For the first 3 days that this went on, it was the $4,200 of it all. Like, that was all anybody had to talk about. And the girl, was absolutely ready. People don't understand when all this happened, everybody was going scorched earth on Chrissy, right? There's even those, hairstylists who were like, I'm going to fly you to Houston and just do your hair for free out of the goodness of my heart because I really want you to love hairstylists again. No, girl, you want views on TikTok. You get paid from TikTok. You know that your whole like fixing this girl not famous's hair is going to get you millions of views. Like, so everything is very self-serving in the social media realm anymore, and it's become really exhausting to see with every kind of trend, not just Hair by Chrissy, where we find something, we latch onto it, everybody has to give their opinion on this one thing, and then it becomes so diluted that, like what you said, I'm exhausted from hearing about it or talking about it because there's no authenticity. It's like, oh, I've had my hair done by Chrissy, like here's my thought. Oh, I have too. Like, Chrissy is a bad bitch. Chrissy, granted, there's a level of narcissism that comes with, like, her response to a 19-year-old girl saying this online, but we don't need to forget that Not Famous had 20,000 followers just by reviewing things online. This girl invested $4,200, came home, told her story. That video had 19 million views when I saw it. The last video that I made on TikTok that got 1 million views, my payout was $822. So just from her first video alone, she has made that back and then some. But this girl was ready with her ring light. Every single question that people asked, she answered them. But if you go back and watch them, you'll notice that each one of them is right at like a minute and 1 second or a minute and 15 seconds. Like, she keeps it concise enough to deliver the information, but she makes sure that it's something that's going to go viral to the point where she will monetize by the second or two afterwards. So for me, we've seen this before. We saw it with Tonergate and Goldie last year, right? Like, remember that whole takedown from that nurse, whatever, she was a dental hygienist, not a nurse, but she cried. She kept changing her filter. She was like, my hair is dark blue, and you could see the stain on her fingers from the toner she had put on her own hair. And people called the state board on Goldie. Goldie had to like remove her salon from her home because of what this girl did. That girl also gained over 100,000 followers. That girl also started getting all of these deals from brands that she could have never dreamed of before the Goldie takedown. And this girl is now what? She had 20,000 when this started, and she's up to what, 170K? This girl will now be making 6 figures a year minimum from TikTok if she can hold on to these people by giving her honest reviews. Chrissy can handle this because Chrissy's a multimillionaire, what, 10, 20 times over. She's built an empire. That's impressive. But this takedown of hairstylists that don't have millions of dollars behind them, that aren't going to be able to handle themselves in court or something like that if something happens, that's the concern for me. I'm worried about the stylists, like the three of us sitting in a room together, right? I'm worried about the people who was literally have a takedown that could ruin their career and it not even be the full truth. It be so fabricated because the internet just runs with the price, and they didn't even hear the situation. Like, we as hairstylists are talking about, yes, Chrissy's response was wild, but Chrissy there's no way she's going to give somebody a $4,200 service without them putting a deposit down for half of that service. So it's crazy that people are blindsided by the price and they're not talking about the other issue, which to me is the fact that she's able to get these 19, 20-year-olds to pay that price to get extensions put in their hair in the first place. But that's to say she's created a luxury brand. She's just got to make sure that her service meets the luxury price point, right? We've seen luxury brands like, even Aloe and places right now that are really struggling because they put themselves so high up, but the quality doesn't match the price point, and now they're tanking.
Yeah, I think everything you said, I 100% agree with. And I interviewed a girl who went viral on TikTok. Her name is Zoe Taft, and she was on last week's episode. And she went to Chrissy. She paid $4,000. And I did have the conversation hairdresser to client, because if you have client to client, that's a very different conversation. Hairdresser to hairdresser, that's a different conversation. But then hairdresser to client, right? Being objective and neutral. And that was a really good conversation. But before I get into my thoughts, Jordan, I want to get your thoughts.
I mean, it's very much anchored in, the magic of social media, and I feel if you're equipped with the tools, the knowledge, you're able to manipulate those scenarios into, like what you said, a six-figure income. For me, I stand as just someone viewing this situation. I did take my dive into it just to really see what both parties were doing. I have good and bad, I guess you could say, about both things, because like as a multi-million-dollar business, why are you like emphasizing on the mockery that's going on?
Exactly.
Like that was just unnecessary. And then for this person who's a review artist, that's just what they do. So I struggle to hold too much responsibility onto this person, because I'm like,
Yeah.
that's who they are. Like, you knew who they were. They that's what they do. And
Yeah.
then, to highlight, everyone else that mooches on this, there's so much content that circulates about hair by Chrissy, the price she's charging. Oh my God, like this is crazy. And her business model has brought her this far in life. They're not turning off the computer. The engine's staying running.
Yeah.
So you could
Yeah,
either get
I
on the
agree.
train
I
or
agree
pick another one.
100%. And like I said, I don't know which came first though, Jenna, to your point, the chicken or the egg, because yes, Chrissy is a multimillionaire. She has earned the right to call herself luxury anything, right? At this point. So I completely understand that. Yet, I can't discount experiences from real clients who went into their real bank account and pulled out $4,000. So with that said, yeah, is it annoying to hear a client rant online, even if it's for clicks? Because what came first, trying to get clicks or the actual experience? And I
Yeah.
think that's what I find that's getting lost here. Yes, there really is damage to the hair. Yes, to the girl I talked to last week, Zoe, I felt like nothing in there. I wasn't even offered water, whereas the influencer next to me was. That's a real experience. And I don't care
Yeah.
who you are or how big your brand is, you have to have a luxury experience attached to that price. And that's period
Consistently.
point blank for me.
That's the whole thing there, is like you're never gonna buy a $3,000-$4,000 Gucci bag. Call them a week later and say, hey, the stitching on this is actually not done well and it's falling apart, and then go, sucks to suck. You already paid
Yeah.
for it. Bye. And then
Yeah.
Exactly.
shirts that say, we don't care if your bag fell apart. Like that's the issue, is like if she's gotten to this level because she's been able to portray herself as a luxury brand. What I'm saying is that she needs to hold herself to that standard. You can't have, I've watched so many of these videos where you're saying like one person's doing one side of the head, another person's doing another side of the head. You're giving Shein value and you're charging luxury pricing for it. I cannot ever imagine in my life having one of my assistants or anybody color half of someone's head for me and me color the other half and expect it to look the same. That's so crazy to me.
Yes.
That's get them in, get them out, put cash in my pocket. And this is what I think she is going to have to pivot about her business model, is that you can't be so turn and burn, because it looks like greed. It looks like the late stage capitalism that this entire country is really suffering with. And I think that that's where she's gonna possibly see. I mean, we won't know. Like, she probably won't be transparent about it either. But like, I would be surprised to see her hold this and keep an upward trajectory delivering this kind of service. I'm not saying change the price, girl. You got people in there. What you need is to get them coming back because of what you're delivering for your price point.
Yeah,
Well,
and I think this
yeah.
is a teaching moment for all of us. I don't care what level of stylist you are, is accountability. You know, the machine becomes the machine and you stop paying attention. You start looking at your bank account and you stop looking at quality service, right? And
Yeah.
to your point, you can't have two different stylists working on each side of the head and expect good results, if you will, or consistency, if you will,
Yeah.
on both sides. In
And
my
also,
opinion, right?
and
And so
also to,
yeah, go ahead.
don't
Sorry, Jordan.
my little pieces to fit right into that is like you also can't be charging $4,000 for an experience that wasn't delivered by you entirely.
Exactly.
Like
That
the common denominator in all of these girls like complaint is, where was Chrissy? It's my birthday. I wanted to get my hair done by Chrissy.
Yep.
I drove 3 hours to see hair by Chrissy. Charge $6,000 if it means you sit down on the chair and you work on that one client. Whatever your time is costing, make that the delivery then, if that's what it's going to be.
And that's really all it is. And I appreciate both of you being honest, because we don't turn on each other as hairstylists. That's our culture. I always say we're like police officers. We don't turn on each other. We protect our industry because we get it enough from clients. We don't need to turn on each other. While at the same
Yeah.
time, I think it's important that we have a real conversation. You
Yeah.
know, we can't tiptoe around big picture. We just can't do it. Or else what are we? You
Yeah.
know, we're
Part of
gaslighting clients the same way. So
Yeah.
it's okay to be wrong in the world, because that I don't know when being wrong got canceled. Like you can't be wrong anymore. Everything has
Yeah.
to be
Isn't that so
color
true?
coded. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
she's wrong. To me, I hold Chrissy more responsible than the client because one, she is the actual brand.
Yeah.
Two, it is her name and integrity on the line. So there's quality control. Obviously, something's getting missed. Three, you, to your point, Jenna, are a multimillionaire on the backs of all of these services.
Yeah.
So you now can't be the victim. There's no world where you are the victim.
That was the wild part, was like she was ready with merch the next day and I
I
was like,
know.
"Girl,
I'm like, how, girl, I would be you. Your
yours
job is to diffuse it ASAP. What can I do
Yes.
read the
to make this
room." Yes.
experience better for you? That would have been the only thing you needed to do. But you did everything but that.
Exactly. Literally, this could have been one video where she came out and she said, "Oh
Literally.
my gosh, not famous. I am so sorry. You caught us on such a busy."
Literally.
You were right. You came so far to see me. I
Yes.
want you to come back in. I'm going to do your hair. Let's make this right. Let's put a treatment on it.
Yes.
Let's give it a trim. The whole thing's going to be complimentary. I stand behind my work. I want to see you again. We would all be
Yes.
like, "Yes, girl." Instead, she was like,
Yeah.
"Hair in 4K. Chrissy, touch me." It's like, Chrissy.
And that's the thing. It's like,
I'm
you know,
like,
here's the teaching moment. You
yeah,
made it, girl. You
yeah,
made it. Get your bag. You made it to where you can charge $4,200 and people are willing to pay. People are willing to pay. They just want the experience to match the price.
Well,
So
and
Yes.
the other part of it with like the narcissism of this is like, honey, when you get to this level in the industry, that means you're representing, okay? Like you are a picture of us. So if all these people are attacking us all day, every day on the internet, and you're like, it's true, fuck you, excuse me, but you know what I mean? Like it as a collective, we're trying to have your back, girl,
Yeah.
and you're like, I don't care. Doesn't
yeah,
matter.
you're
Yeah.
making it hard for the little guy. I'm telling you.
Yeah, and it's like, girl, like we can help push over your house of cards as quickly as anybody else can. Like you need to represent. You are somebody that people look up to in the industry. So
100%.
that standard. Does it
Exactly.
suck to have a redo? Yes, of course. Does it suck to have an unhappy client? We've all been there. And if you haven't yet, it's going to happen to you. Anybody who's listening, who's younger,
Yeah.
this will happen. But it is the way that you bounce back from it. It's the way you carry yourself through it. Hold yourself accountable. I'm not saying if somebody complains consistently over time and you can tell that like it, that you just aren't a match with one another, that's different. But if somebody just had their first experience with you and they're like kind in their bad review, like, I wish that it was this. I really wanted it to be this. She wasn't like, this sucked, this was terrible. She was just like, it's false advertising and it was expensive and I didn't get what I assumed I was paying for. And that's the issue.
Yeah, no, that's it. And I'm glad. And see, look, we all can agree. At the end of the day, that's what it is. You just be accountable. That's it. You're a business. This is not her attacking you personally. She was attacking her experience. Those
Yeah.
are two different things, right?
Yeah.